My name is Kurt. I'm the owner of Freakin Vegan. We're located in Ridgewood, New Jersey, downtown right across from the Whole Foods. We're a vegan comfort food company. We're a takeout place and we do the vegan version of all your favorite comfort foods. We do subs and sliders, burgers, our famous mac and cheese with buffalo chicken, empanadas, mashed potato bowls, and even pizza and paninis. I went vegetarian somewhere around 30 years ago, I think in 1990, and it was really kind of about food distribution on the planet. I was a young guy and I kind of got on my soapbox and decided I needed to make a change in my diet that would help affect the planet. But eventually it really became about animal rights and animal activism. And so somewhere around 2010, 2011, I became fully vegan. Figured I needed to kind of align my beliefs with my diet the right way. And Freakin Vegan was actually born out of that.
And how did you learn about the ethics? I mean, don't you think that you need to eat animals?
Well, you know, when you first become vegan or vegetarian, you tend to do a lot of reading. You soak up anything that you can get and you talk to everybody about it. And it turns out, you know, human beings really don't actually need meat to survive. You do need protein, which is available in absolutely everything that you eat. And calorically, those plant-based foods are much healthier for you. You know, whole foods plant-based diet, it's probably the best thing you can do for yourself. And it's kind of funny, most of us spend a lifetime in the West eating animals which ultimately just make us sick. And it's a miserable life for everyone on both sides. So you can change the planet, you can change your level of compassion, and you can change your own health by being vegan and plant-based.
Did you notice anything different physiologically, mentally, or emotionally after going vegan?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not a young pup anymore. I'm about 55 and I'm still thin. I feel light eating a plant-based diet all the time. I don't feel weighed down and sluggish and exhausted. And I still wake up every single day with a ton of energy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how often do you cheat? A little dairy slip in or something?
Absolutely never. Well, you know, I was vegetarian for a good 20 years before I became fully vegan. And, you know, I would put cream in my coffee, or if we went out to a restaurant with friends, I might have, you know, fish for dinner, just as a way of being social and not being, you know, making things too uncomfortable for everybody. But a friend of mine did a little seminar back in 2010 about the benefits of veganism and about the compassion involved in animal rights and, you know, basically our ethics regarding animals. And I decided I needed to kind of put my money where my mouth is. And I didn't really learn anything new that night because I had read a ton of stuff. But I decided I needed to stand up and do what I actually believe and incorporate that into my daily diet.
Yeah, so what's a day of eating look like for you when you're not here?
Well, my diet now consists 90% of coffee with, of course, plant-based milk. And, you know, here at Freakin Vegan, we make comfort foods. So, you know, I might have, you know, the odd mac and cheese or empanada here and there. And every once in a while, I'll have a sandwich. You know, one of my favorites on our menu is the Philly cheesesteak hero. But at home, we often eat, you know, whole grains. We do quinoa, we do brown rice, we do sauteed vegetables, and you know, we try to eat a little healthier at home. Our food here at Freakin Vegan is meant to make vegan and plant-based food accessible for everyone. If you're looking to convert to a healthier diet, you know, we give you the conversion food. We give you the healthier version of all the foods you always ate. We make it easier for people to transition. And we make it easy for people who have been vegan or vegetarian for a long time to have to step outside of the very rigid, super healthy food and have, you know, a tasty snack without going too far overboard and making it absolutely unhealthy.
And you mentioned that you make a lot of this in-house, so it's very minimally processed, right?
Yeah, there's a couple things that are bought from other companies. We still use the Beyond Burger and the Beyond Sausage. I always like to tell everyone too, I'm not going to ever make a better sausage than they do, at least not a better tasting one, so I'm not going to try. But all the other stuff, you know, the seitan for the Philly and you know, the meatball parm, like the meatball parm is basically our seitan ground up with my grandma's meatball recipe. Like we make all the cheeses, all the doughs, all the sauces, everything from scratch with a handful of exceptions. So it's healthier than conventional animal-based food, and it is healthier than even the generic store-bought plant-based versions of the foods. with a couple of exceptions. Like we don't mind cheating a little bit every once in a while and having a Beyond Burger.
Nice, nice. It looks like you got some really tasty treats here too, man.
Yeah, we've become a bit of a bakery too. We do apple cider donuts and peanut butter cookies, which are largely popular, cornbread and banana bread, and a bunch of other things. We have brownies from our friend at Gone Pie, which are vegan and gluten-free. We do a ton of sweets. You know, we're open on the weekend too, so Saturday morning we kind of get beat up pretty heavily on the sweets, so we spend a lot of the week baking. Which is nice, yeah. It's nice to have a peanut butter cookie for the ride home too at night.
I'm about to get one for my ride home. I got a long ride. Hey, could you be with somebody who's not vegan?
You know, that's a great question, and vegans often debate this. I personally don't think I would be. I mean, you never know, because you know,
Love's a funny thing.
Love's a funny. The heart wants what it wants, but you know, if you find somebody that you really think you can share your life with, chances are you're going to share some basic ethics. And those are probably deal breakers for me. I've been married for a long time now, so hopefully that question's not going to pop up again in my life. But if it ever did, I'd like to think that I would probably have to be with somebody who is vegan.
What do you think about raising kids vegan?
I think it's a great idea. I think, you know, it's funny, people ask that question a lot. You know, do you think it's fair, or do you think it's just or ethical to raise your kids vegan? I think it's unethical to raise your kids eating animals. Like, you know, when our kids are first born and they start to walk, we teach them to love animals. Their first amazing love is the family pet, the dog or the cat. And then we bring them to, you know, petting zoos, and we teach them how beautiful a pig is and how beautiful a cow is. And then, you know, then we start feeding those animals to the kids. I mean, that's got to be unethical and, you know, absolutely traumatic for the kid when they find out. It's like finding out there's no Santa, only worse.
Yeah. And what's up with the name Freakin Vegan?
Freakin Vegan's been in my head for a very long time. I had an idea back in the early 90s, because, you know, I'm an old man now, to open up a vegetarian cafe that did sandwiches, books, and CDs. You know, it was the 90s. And I was going to call it Freakin Vegan. Give people, like, you know, quick snacks, but also plant-based. And, you know, when I went vegan about 10 or 12 years ago, turned out I had that name in my head still, and I went ahead and I named the business that.
You know, it reminds me of like a Freakin. You ever heard of a Freakin?
Yeah.
But it's not a spin-off of that.
No.
Okay, cool. You think we'll see a vegan world?
Maybe not in our lifetime, but you know what? They say vegans can't affect change, but I've seen it firsthand. I've seen activists who get out there and preach and march and talk to everybody that's in their path, and I've seen them literally change people and change the course of businesses. I know a guy that actually talked a brand new juice company right here in this town into becoming completely vegan by getting rid of honey and using agave and maple syrup instead of honey. So you can make a change, and the more people that get involved and interact with people, I think it's super important to engage people. I think it's a bad idea to push people out. I think it's better to be welcoming. It's part of the reason we have this diverse menu. I want to bring people in who aren't vegan and let them ask the questions and give them a look into this world and let them know, you know, you could still have an amazing burger and it doesn't have to be made from the flesh of a cow or a pig. You know, that's an important thing. And if you bring people in, they will come into the party. If you lock them out, they will stay out.
Yeah. You know, some people say, why are you trying to make your food look like animals?
Right.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I get that all the time. Well, I tell them a burger doesn't look like a cow.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Good one. All right, man. Well, how can they find out more about you? Maybe you got a website.
We're available at freakin-vegan.com. Our entire menu's up there. If you Google us, I'm sure you'll find many of our other exploits. We do a lot of events and festivals and things. New Jersey Veg Fest is coming up in the Meadowlands Expo Center. It's a 2-day event, and we'll be there. We'll also be open here that day as well.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate your time, and I'm looking forward to eating my empanada.
Yeah, I can smell them now. They got to be ready. So thank you for coming all the way up here from North Carolina, man.
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it.
You have a great night.